It's the midpoint of the Abu Dhabi Desert Challenge, and Special Stage 3 was 266 kilometres of some of the biggest and toughest dunes so far. Starting and finishing at the bivouac at Qasr Al Sarab, the On the Brink Motorsport team made up plenty of ground in the stage to be placed 9th in the T3 category, with a time of 4 hours and 25 minutes.
Yeah, it didn't start out so well. I think I went maybe less than 1 kilometre and bogged it in the first lot of dunes, so wasn't feeling too good at that stage, but we got out of that all right. And then the next 30 k's was really tough, and I didn't know how I was going to do the rest of it at that stage, but it opened up a bit. And then at about 70 k's, some faster cars who had troubles the day before, they passed us and we were able to stick on with them, and yeah, they're quite experienced, and we managed to stay with them for the rest of the race.
Some changing conditions today. It was very windy at points. There was a lot of dust in the air, and we even had a little bit of rain.
Yeah, I reckon we got 3 or 4 spots. It wasn't enough to settle the dust, that's for sure. But yeah, no, it was. Dale said that is as technical as it gets, because yeah, it was pretty demanding at times. But same as what I said yesterday, when you get it right, it feels pretty good.
And today you got it pretty right, and so you've made up good ground on the rest of the field in terms of the outright position.
Yeah, we saw a few T3s parked up today. There was a few people had problems, so that's all about what it's all about over 5 or 6 days is circulating. So yeah, so it'll keep moving us up if we can have another day like today.
2 more days to go. What's the plan? Push on tomorrow?
If I had another day like today, I'd be pretty happy. So yeah, they've got a couple of little things to fix on the car, but the car was faultless today. So if we have a perfect car again tomorrow, that's the main thing for me now.
It was a good day. Challenging, but as I said, that's why we come here. It's not easy, and that's the most rewarding when you get it right. So yeah, I think we got most of it right today. Probably the most demanding dunes that you'll get. We did have a couple the other day, but it was relentless this morning. I said to Glenn at one point he was puffing and panting, and we'd been going for about 45 minutes at that point, and I said, well done mate, we've done 30k. Yeah, it's amazing the average speed you carry climbing those really technical dunes, and there's layers of it, so it's not like people think you're climbing up one massive dune and then you go over the top and down the other side. It's not. There's all these layered, tiered levels to them, and they're all different on different sides, soft, hard, all the rest of it. And there's bowls in between, so it is very, very tricky. Yeah, you have to be really on top of what you're doing, and it was great that we were able to follow some experienced people through today, and we managed to hang on to the back of them, which is invaluable really. So it's probably a little bit higher pace than what we would have been able to do by ourselves. So yeah, it's a great school day.
And I saw you a couple of times in some pretty high speed sections too.
There was, yeah, and it was on and off. After we got through that first sort of 30 to 50k of really technical stuff, it opened out and there was patches of dunes, patches of big open plateaus and rolling dunes, but there's no time to rest. Even in those big rolling dunes, we're sitting pretty much on our speed cap, which is 135 for the category, and there's dropaways. So you need to be really, really careful. We got caught out by one today and put the thing on its nose, and it's just what everyone gets, you've got to be really, really careful the whole time. It was hard for Glenn. He got a bit of sand. I think he made a bit of a rookie error and tried to adjust his goggles when we were in some dust, and he got sand in them, and then it just circulates. So at the refuel we had to get some water out and had to tell him to close his eyes before he bled to death. He was all really struggling with his eyes, but yeah, a bit of a reset, mouthful of water, and away you go. I think we still had another 160k to go at that point, but yeah, that's these types of adventures.